So in this question, we have a researcher who wants to write a paper saying that staph aureus could be causal in patients with gastric ulcers. After analyzing the data, it is shown that the null hypothesis cannot be rejected. What should be written in their paper? So A, staph A and gastric ulcers are not connected. B, there might be a causal relationship between staph A and gastric ulcers. Staph A might be a confounding variable. Or D, more research needs to be done before drawing conclusions. So I'll let you answer the question and then I'll explain it. Okay, so the answer is going to be A. So staph A and gastric ulcers are not connected. So the way they phrase these is kind of convoluted. So essentially, null hypothesis means that there's no relationship between a variable and the disease. And when they say fail to reject the null hypothesis, it's essentially like two negatives. So you can kind of group these together and just say accept the null hypothesis, which itself is this statement, right? So essentially you're saying I'm accepting the null hypothesis, and the null hypothesis means that there's no relationship. If there's no relationship between the two things, which in this case is staph A, the bacteria, and the disease process, gastric ulcers, it means that those two things are not connected. Therefore, the answer is A. So it'd be nicer if they just used more simplistic wording, so it'd be easier to understand. But these are the phrases that they use. So one should commit these to memory. And so the other thing is the alternative hypothesis or alternate hypothesis is that there is a relationship, right? Because if the null means that there is no relationship between the two things, then the alternate means that there is. And so just a little bit of background on the actual question and what it was referring to. So essentially, staph A does not cause gastric ulcers. It's actually Haemophilus pylori, which is another type of bacteria. And so these bacteria can erode the protective mucosa that covers, for example, the stomach. And so if you lose that mucosa, then the sensitive parts of the gastric lining are exposed, and then suddenly you can have the acid, which is not supposed. That's why you have the mucosa, because it can protect you from the hydrochloric acid. But now suddenly the protective part is gone, and now the hydrochloric acid can now erode the sensitive layers of the stomach, and so that's why, and that's how it causes an ulcer. And so I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.